So, as you may have noticed, the Memory of Chaos just reset, bringing with it new enemies and new buffs. So let's restart the series, starting from the first stage. We're going to bring Sushang, Tingyun, QQ, and Natasha. Second team will be Danhong, Sampo, Asta, and Fire Trailblazer. So as you can see above, I did add the character relic sets and their light cones just to give you a quick summary so you don't have to watch until the whole build video to see what the characters are running. So we're going to use Tingyun's technique here to regenerate some energy, QQ's to get an extra tile, and then initiate with Sushang for some extra break. So let's quickly go over the Silvermane Lieutenant's attacks. He has a 3 attack pattern, starting out with the Assault attack. Assault is a moderate damage single target attack to a random ally and isn't too much to worry about, but if you feel like you're taking too much damage, you can try to counter with Trailblazer's skill, or you can also use a combination of March 7th and Preservation Taunting Light Cones to try to lower the attack. For the second set of skills, he starts out with Reinforcement. This will summon 2 Silvermane soldiers, but he cannot exceed the 5 unit cap on the field, so he can only summon a maximum of 4 soldiers this way. And then he immediately gains another turn where he will use Shield Reflect. Shield Reflect does no damage initially, but he will counter if attacked with his third attack, the Pierce. Pierce is a massive modifier single target attack, and you can either bait it through attacking the counter, or you can leave it up to RNG and have him attack a random ally. I recommend using March 7th Shield on a unit and then having that unit attack the Silvermane Lieutenant so you can tank a majority of the damage and don't have to leave it to RNG and hopefully he doesn't attack your squishiest unit. So, Sushang does have that passive where she gets bonus speed when there's a weakness broken enemy on the field, so we'll just proc that right now. Now let's give Sushang a buff. And we'll save up Tingyun's ultimate until Sushang's next turn because it looks like she has enough energy to regenerate it with her skill. We'll just break this guy. And now we'll target the boss, and with her ultimate she can break him. And again, we'll save up the ultimate of Tingyun until Sushang uses her turn so she doesn't miss out on the advanced action, sorry.
1,000 wonders to raise your fight is fun.
So we'll just do some chip damage to the ads. Save up Natasha's ultimate to heal up QQ here since she's gonna tank the counter. And we'll also save up her ultimate until the next stage because we're gonna probably clear this within a cycle or 2. So it's just better to have a better start at the next of this. Start at the next stage, my goodness. Okay, pretty good damage. We can't kill here, but we came pretty close. We'll just regenerate the tile here, just for the heck of it. And now on to the next stage. We're gonna use Tingyun to regenerate some of her energy and initiate with Sushang. So let's quickly go over the Guardian Shadows pattern. She has a 3-turn pattern with 2 attacks per turn. For the first turn, it's going to be Lightning Recollection, which is a single target attack to a random ally, into one of her 3 bands. This band is random and will either limit the uses of your basic attack, your skill, or attacking the boss without taking damage. For the second turn, she starts out with either Lightning Recollection or a ban. If all of your units have moved before she has, it's going to be the ban, but if at least one of your units still has not moved, it's going to be Lightning Recollection. For the second attack in the second turn, it's gonna be Lightning Condemnation. This is a powerful blast type ability, and if you want to mitigate some of the damage, you can put your taunting unit on the edge, so it only hits that unit and the one unit adjacent to them. For the third turn, it's gonna again be Lightning Recollection, which is that single target attack, into Thunderstorm Condemnation. This is a very scary bounce type attack that's extremely random and has the chance to shock ally units, so it's pretty scary altogether and is the boss's most dangerous ability. So, boss doesn't actually summon any minions or anything, so we don't miss out from using QQ's ult at the start here. Okay, so we'll get countered if we attack the boss. Unfortunately, QQ can't avoid that, so we'll make sure to heal her before her next turn.
That's better. Tasty. Choose one strike.
Do some damage to this guy because he has quite a bit of HP.
1,000 wonders to raise. Fight is fun.
Okay, finish that one off, or come close to it. And now we'll break the boss, and then deal some extra damage with our skill. Save up our ultimate here just to see who gets hit. Yeah, we'll use it now.
Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
So since all of our characters moved, we're going to be hit with another ban. Yeah, let's not.
Let's be friends.
And then we'll finish this one off.
What I can do. Dodge this.
Susheng is pretty tanky, so we don't have to worry about her dying, honestly.
Nap time.
Another ban?
Luke, can we talk? My turn. Choose one strike.
Okay.
Welcome, customers.
Ooh,
Let me through.
that was a mistake.
Take this.
And now we can just kill the boss because we got that energy regenerated because she so kindly counterattacked us.
Dodge this.
Anyways, let's move on to the second set of enemies. We'll start with the left one first. We'll use Don Hong into Asta's Break.
Found your weakness.
Move carefully.
So let's go over the Voidranger Trampler's attack pattern. He has a 3-turn attack pattern with 2 attacks per set, and he starts it out with Rule of Force, which is just a quantum damage attack to a random ally. And then he follows that up with Spiral Arrow, which is a lock-on and will cause him to cast End of Bow with his next attack. So for the second set of attacks, End of Bow is the first attack, and this is a very dangerous attack because it deals massive damage and has a high chance to inflict entanglement, which can really mess things up if it hits your DPS or healers. So you really want a preservation unit to be taunting and taking that attack. After that, he uses War Trample. War Trample is just a minor blast ability, so you don't really have to worry too much about it. And then his third attacks are Unreal Projection, which is just another single target, into War Trample. It's a pretty simple pattern. End of Bow is really the only thing you have to look out for, and you can reset the pattern by weakness breaking him, so you can potentially just lock him into his first set of attacks and never have to worry about End of Bow. So since Don Hong has swordplay, he's just going to focus the boss this entire time.
Who invited you?
Use Asta's skill here? Actually, no, she has full passive, so we'll just use her
We're
basic.
just having fun.
And with this, Trailblazer breaks the other one. We'll save up her ultimate until they regenerate.
Not a scratch.
And now we'll use it to break them a little bit.
Lance ablaze. Lance forward.
This is a pretty simple fight, honestly.
The truth of
Because,
life.
yeah, as long as you weakness break the boss, it doesn't get its most deadly attack off. It just makes it a non-issue, honestly.
Everything is so
Let's use
strong.
Asta's skill here to advance our speed.
It's time.
And we can break the other guy.
No manners, huh?
We'll attack a fire weak enemy for the maximum amount of stacks. And for their second turn, they always cool down, so we don't have to worry about them at that point.
What are you waiting for? To betray my customers? I charge extra.
We'll have Fire Trailblazer hit that one.
Who invited
And
you?
we're gonna save up her ultimate for the next fight.
More business, eh?
And if Sampo hits most of his attacks, we might be able to weakness break.
Fighting is meaningless.
Ah, one short. But we killed, so it doesn't matter.
Might as well beat
Next
it
up, we're gonna use Don Hong to get the attack buff, Sampo to delay their actions, and I guess we can just break with Asta. Probably could have used Sampo's technique in that last fight.
Move carefully.
So let's quickly go over the pattern for the Shapeshifter. It's pretty simple, but he does have some one-time uses on turns 1 and 5, so I'll quickly go over those now. For turns 1 and 5, it will go Thundershock into Mara Summon. This summons 2 Mara Struck soldiers, and as long as they have that Rebirth passive, the boss gains lifesteal. This can be very annoying because it means the boss will be on the field for longer, making the clears take longer, so you want to try to get rid of their first lives as quickly as possible. Outside of turns 1 and 5, he's going to alternate between 2 attack sets. The first set is Thundershock into Thudding Calamity. These are both single target attacks, and Thudding Calamity deals massive damage, and if he has lifesteal up at this time, he's going to be healing for a pretty large chunk of HP. The other set of attacks, he's going to use Thundershock into Punishing Bolts. Punishing Bolts is a blast type ability, so it hits adjacent units, and again, if he has the lifesteal up, this is going to heal him for a pretty good chunk since he's hitting 3 units. So you can somewhat mitigate this by putting a taunting unit on the edge to reduce the amount of units he hits. Well, yeah, it's pretty simple. He just alternates between those 2 attacks and then has the one-time summons on turns 1 and 5. So, again, Don Hong's going to focus the boss this entire fight. The ads have really low HP, so we're just going to ignore them for the most part. Actually, yeah, we won't use that
Just
yet.
having fun.
And we'll use the taunt here to save our enhanced basic.
Lance ablaze. Lance forward.
The truth of life and death.
We'll use the ultimate so that we don't waste energy.
Who invited you?
Have Asta attack the fire weak enemy and then use her ultimate to advance her actions.
What are you waiting for? To betray my customers? I charge extra.
I'm on guard.
Fighting is meaningless.
So the boss will get weakness broken. Fortunately, it didn't really delay the actions. We were so close to killing it. But unfortunately it healed, so we can't avoid the mechanic.
No manners, huh? Huh?
Lance at the ready.
And now we'll just kill them.
Lance ablaze. Lance forward.
No interest in combat.
Okay, pretty close to getting his ultimate. Okay,
The truth of life and death.
so we should be pretty good to kill him by the end of this cycle. Awesome. So yeah, 32 cycles remaining. Not too bad. And I did show a quick summary of the builds at the start, but I'll go over the more detailed substats and limit breaks and stuff now. So the first team had Sushang. All for stats here. Mostly crit rate, crit damage, and speed are what matters. Light Cone, that's at 70. Traces, focused on the skill and ultimate up to 7. We already saw the relics, but I'll show the substats here. And I have her at 2 limit breaks. Honestly, the first limit break's the most important one. The second one does help with her tankiness though, which is why we weren't too worried about the counters, honestly. The second unit was Ting Yun. I think she's up here. For her, I mostly went with speed and energy. Oh, actually, no, I didn't have that rope on her. With the traces, you pretty much want to upgrade the talent and ultimate since it increases the buff she gives. The relics, I went with the Musketeer of Wild Wheat for some speed, and then of course the Space Sealing Station for the extra attack. She has one limit break, which is really nice for making your DPS act more often. Now for QQ, her light cone's level 60, she's level 70. The traces, I have her talent and ultimate up to 6, but in reality they're 4 with a limit break. Those are what you mostly want to focus, and then get the bonus abilities because they're really nice, especially the tile battle, because you pretty much get a free skill. Relics, I switched her to Musketeer of Wild Wheat this time for the bonus basic attack damage and speed. And also just to make it more fair so she wasn't using that plus 15 quantum set again. For the planet, the planar spear, I did not have another quantum damage, so I just used the only one I had. Didn't feel like farming a new one. And I have 3 limit breaks on her. Pretty good for some energy and ultimate, but I wouldn't say required. Because, yeah, 10% ultimate damage and then ultimate plus 2 levels. It definitely helps where you don't need to build as much, but all my relics are at like plus 6 except for the spear and rope, so you can definitely improve that with stats. The last unit was Natasha. She's at level 60, level 50 light cone. I've been focusing on her ultimate and skill while increasing her talent every now and then. I haven't really cared about the basic attack because it doesn't really increase her weakness break potential, and it just increases her damage, which doesn't really matter too much. Oh, and you obviously want to get the bonus abilities if you can. For the relic set, I just went with Passerby of Wandering Cloud, just so she has more healing, and the extra skill point at the start does come in handy every now and then. For this set, of course I went with max HP because that's what she benefits from, and she does have 120 speed, so she's buffing all allies. I have her with 1 limit break, which is really handy when she gets targeted by an enemy and falls below, what is it, 30%? Because it's a pretty big heal. For the second team, it was Sushi. Oh, wait, no, Dunhong, sorry. Yeah, I have him at 70. The light cone is also at 70. I've been upgrading his ultimate and skill mostly. I do have a limit break on him, so his skill does get advanced plus 2, same with his basic. But yeah, mostly the ultimate and skill is what you want to focus on because they're his main source of damage. Then the faster than light is really nice for advancing his speed. Alex sets, I went with the Eagle of Twilight Line because it just makes him move more often. And I tried to give him lower leveled stuff, but I couldn't really give up the crit rate or speed, and I didn't want to farm until I got new ones. I have 3 limit breaks on him. The second one's the most important because it means his talent is active more often, but he wasn't really paired with Ting Yun or anything, so he wasn't really using it that much since the only source of the buff was Asta. Who is next? Sampo. Sampo, he's level 60, level 50 light cone. I did try to upgrade his ultimate skills and talents as much as possible to just increase his passive damage. For the relics, he also has Eagle of Twilight Line, just a really good relic set for wind units because they move more often, and then the wind damage is just a really nice stat. I don't think I have any limit breaks on him, but yeah, they're pretty nice if you got them. And then the next unit is Asta. I want speed and energy regen because you just want her to act as often and uses her ultimate as much as possible. For the light cone, I want Memories of the Past because I kind of want to build her as a breaker this time. So the break effect is really nice, and regenerating 5 energy per attack is just great. Traces, you want to upgrade the talent and the ultimate, and then these two aren't as important, but they're nice if you're allied with Hook. I went with the Thief of Shooting Meteor set because I do want to build her as sort of a breaker this time. And that just gives good passive break stats. And then I went with the Kingdom of Banditry set for the same reason. But I'm going energy regen on the rope because I value her ultimate more than her breaking. For the limit breaks, I only have her at 3 right now. Her second limit break's probably one of her best ones because it just makes her attack stats more, or her attack buffs more reliable, and they don't fall off as often. The last unit was Fire Trailblazer. I do have her at 2000 defense, which is a pretty decent stat. The light cone's at level 60. I've been advancing her talent quite a bit to increase the shield she gives allies, but then you also want to get the ultimate and skill if you can. Her bonus abilities are pretty nice to reduce damage taken and for some extra sustain. For the relics, I went Knight of Purity Palace, just one of the best relics for preservation characters, and then some energy regen because her ult was pretty useful for the second boss. And she's at 5 limit breaks, which you can definitely get just by playing for every day and getting those, I forget what the currency's called. Not the herdium, the strails. Anyways, that's all for this one. I will try to get the next one. Anyways, that's all for this one. I'll try to get the next one out as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.